Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you do on Bet365, only with that promo code Leading Off. It is me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. And I believe in Joey P. Yes, we had some fun on the show yesterday. If you missed it, go back and watch it. It was a very musical program yesterday for a Monday, which was good. Because Welsh sometimes has a case of the Mondays here in the program. But Welsh, we got a great show for you today, including more injuries to superstars. Are you excited about that? Because God knows I am. I know the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks are.
The Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks are on my ass today, by the way. Have you looked at the chat? Gene is in here getting on me. They're playing the hair game. Everybody's on my butt today. Let's go.
Even started. How could they be
case of the Tuesdays for this chat? Good.
Well, I like that he called you Welch too. Welch isn't like you're a grape juice.
And he did the thing where he did it twice too. Make sure everybody sees it. Yes. Harper was going to be my call yesterday. So
Harper was going to be my call yesterday too. So both of us should have picked Harper and we would have been right. But the home run board just got a little tighter too. There's another person from this program on the home run board today. Who is it? We'll see.
Not me. It's not going to be. Spoiler alert. It's not going to be me. There's no chance.
And it's not going to be Fernando Tatis anytime soon. He's going to be sidelined until after the All-Star break. Let me get this correct here. He has a right femoral stress reaction. So, and it's going to be a while. It's not just going to be All-Star break. Like, oh, he's back. No. This is going to be a while here. And this sucks because just when the Dodgers were a little vulnerable, the Padres are going to lose you. Darvish, he is back now, hurt. We'll get to that later in the show. Tatis out. And Welsh, just for fun, and I mean fun with a lowercase f, I went through the final draft rankings of Fantasy Pros, the consensus draft rankings.
Oh, no.
Ronald Acuna, out for the year. He was number 1.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt, he's been great. Number 2. Julio Rodriguez is number 3. Has not been good. No. Mookie Betts, out for a couple months after being great at number 4. Kyle Tucker has been on the IL now for a few weeks. Corbin Carroll at 6. Things have not gone well. Tatis is now going to miss a couple months. Freeman at 8. He's been good. Soto at 9. He's been good, but we did have that little scare there for a second where we all started to poop our shorts. Spencer Strider at 10, out for the year. Aaron Judge at 11. He's been good. And Trey Turner.
Stop it. He's already dead. They're already dead, Joe. Stop. You're killing us. Gee.
But what is interesting? Well, not in the first. That is 50%.
What's going on?
So I guess, Welsh, you could say the first round is kind of a wash for everybody unless you took Judge or Soto, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of
what's funny to your point, like the draft accuracy ratings, which will come out next year. It's not going to matter what you did in the first 2 rounds unless you boosted somebody up. It's going to matter what happened, in really the 3rd, 4th round players at that point. But also, that's a testament to our own leagues. It's been about the depth. It's been about the guys that you've hit on. In some case, very few cases, it's been about some of the guys you've been able to pick up as far as prospects go. It may have been the case of the prospects you could let go of and jumping on quick enough for the guy like the Helio Ramos, the Nick Gonzalez's. Those are the players that are going to have made the big difference. But yeah, that's depressing. What you just did.
7 of 12 have either underperformed or gotten injured to a significant degree so far. That's bad. It's more than 50%. The interesting thing is the round 2 guys. Alvarez, he's been great. Ramirez has been great. Olsen, disappointing. Harper, tremendous. Austin Riley, hurt most of the time. Devers, good. Burns, great. Albies, hurt a lot. Ohtani, I don't know how Ohtani was 21 on this. Like, this makes no sense.
I moved Ohtani. Ohtani was like 3 on my list.
Yeah, Ohtani was like top 5 for me too. I don't know where this consensus got this, but the consensus was way off. Wheeler was at 22, Lindor at 23, Pete Alonso at 24. So yeah, it was not this leagues this year are going to be won by good trades, good waiver wire claims, and good late round picking, and Gunnar Henderson and Ellie De La Cruz and the guys that like all those like shoot your shot guys that actually showed up. That's how leagues are going to win. So that was an interesting conversation. It was always good to look back because we're in the halfway point of the season. All-Star breaks around the corner, so we got that. Cole Reagans was good. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's nothing on it. Yeah, it is interesting across the board. It's kind of devastating for the Padres. This holding back of Tatis, I think they also just wanted to say they mentioned I think they felt he needed a rest too. So they might be extending his time due to him just being able to recoup. So keeping him back there. But this is a pretty big blow to a Padres team who, though, is very, very active in trade talks. So just be on the lookout for that. Maybe this is going to be the impetus for them to make a big move before the All-Star game.
This just came across the wire too, just as I was looking. It looks like Chris Paddock, who I was talking about, telling everybody to drop on Sunday's TV show. He goes to the 15-day IL with arm fatigue, so not surprising there. Last couple starts have been bad. Cole Reagan's had a good start though. 1 run, 6 innings for the Royals and a win against the Marlins. 11 strikeouts, pretty darn good. Justin Steele, season high 9 strikeouts. This guy can't buy a win. I'm very upset for Justin Steele. He deserves better. But I want this guy to get a W.
Yeah, don't my buddy. Did you see that him and Debro did a show together this past week on the football side? Yeah, they did. I got a random text from Debro. Debro, Fantasy Pros here on the football side. And he just goes, that Justin Steele guy is a great guy. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, I know. And if you remember the story, they did. It was someone else's show, but they were on together. And I had told the story when I was hanging with Justin Steele. And he loved Fantasy Pros. We talked about all of it. And the person he knew was Debro. And it makes sense, the Southern twang that they both have. And then I connected them. And then they apparently just were talking the other day. And he's like, Justin Steele's pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And then all of a sudden they did a podcast together the other day. Justin, if you're watching, and I know you're probably not because you watch the football shows, not the baseball shows, come on our show. Hang out with us a little bit. Or come on the football show. Do a mock draft with us. It'll be a fun time. I should hit him up. I'll hit him up. Tell him in July. Look, he's sitting around 4 times a week. He's got nothing to do. Hop on the podcast with us. Yeah, do a mock draft for an hour. He's got his own podcast though too. Remember, everybody's got a media guy now. Well, then have us on his podcast. Bryce Harper, 3 for 5 with a 3-run homer, as we mentioned earlier. That was the way to go. I was going back and forth, and anyway, it's funny, 8-1 win, but yet Casey Mize in that game had 10 strikeouts. He got blown up in the first game. And these two attached to my bets, by the way. I had the Regans. I'm kicking myself too, by the way, because do you guys remember from yesterday? I not only took the Reagan strikeouts, but I said might be willing to ladder bet it. I didn't. Sure wish I did. The other was the Philly run line, and Phillies only got him in the first. They annihilated Casey Mize in the first, but then he proceeded to settle down and have a career high strikeouts, 10, and he just shut him down. I don't know what happened. He left everything in the zone. The splitter wasn't splitting. And then in the first, and Bohm got him, Harper was getting him, and then everything honed in. Those starts are the weirdest to me. I can't comprehend those, where a guy looks atrocious, awful, getting annihilated, and then just settles down to the point where they look elite. Like, have that first inning just not happen, we might have been headlighting Casey Mize as someone we need to pay attention to. Let's say he had struck out 2 in the first. That's a 12 strikeout game. So I don't know. Casey Mize is just had no form of consistency all year. But I just want to point out, that was a weird start. It was all in the first inning. Austin Riley, just for fun, 2 for 4, starting to heat up. We talked about it last week. So finally, he's healthy over his last 10 games. Well, 15 for 34 with a 441 batting average, 5 bombs, 10 ribbies. Pretty good. Now, the overall picture is still bad. Still 251 on the year, 745 OPS. So he's looking like one of these guys. If you had a buy low trade on Austin Riley, you could get really rewarded because, again, we just lost Fernando Tatis. We lost Mookie Betts. We're losing guys left and right. It's terrible. No. But Austin Riley looks like he's finally turning things around, Welsh. Yeah, and I mean, this is what we need. We needed these high-end third basemen. I mean, you've had the low guys in Alex Bregman failing. Devers has been fine. Just the injuries have been weird. Riley has been the same. I'll tell you what, Jordan in the chat posted a trade where he traded Arise and Matt Waldron to get Alec Boehm. I'll tell you what, Alec Boehm is someone I have turned a complete 180 on because his profile is fascinating this year. And he is like, the counting stats have not quite caught up to what some of the underlying stats are telling us. But I mean, you're talking almost top 10 percentile in like expected batting average, expected slug. His barrel rates are looking good. Hard hit is trying to start to develop. Alec Boehm in this offense he's this year's Josh Naylor. He's a guy that's going to have maybe 20 homers, but he's going to have like 125 RBI or something like that. He also doesn't score runs, which is weird. But we needed the Rileys and the Devers to kind of balance out the third base spot, because right now it's like, you know, Jose Ramirez, Royce Lewis, a big old gap, and then it's like there's Alec Bohm. But Alec Bohm, by the way, just someone I'm buying into rest of the season with that hard hit. But thank you, Riley Endeavors, for coming back in and playing.
You're writing thank you notes like Jimmy Fallon nowadays. Brian Reynolds.
Wasn't that bit they would do? They go,
thank you notes. Thank you, Austin Riley, for sucking for 2.5 months and then being great after I traded you a week later. Yeah, like the envelope and yeah.
I actually like that. I'm not a big Jimmy Fallon's. I think he's kind of tough to like.
Funny.
No, he's tough to like.
He's all right.
It's kind of tough to like, but like,
well, we're kind of tough to like, but people like us. I mean,
I
don't know why. Yeah. You know who's not tough to like? Brian Reynolds. A hit streak is up to 21. Brian Reynolds, one of the just better underappreciated baseball players. You know, if he didn't play in Pittsburgh, I always said this, people would talk about Brian Reynolds way more. Real quick too, I was just looking at this because I know Spot Track does it every year. Because all the guys who are hurt and all these things and how it meant for fantasy. But what does it mean to Major League Baseball, right? Do you want to take a guess here of what team has had the most money paid out on the IL this year? You want to take a guess?
Oh,
it might surprise you actually.
Yeah, it might, because I was going to say the Padres, but now I'm going to say the Diamondbacks because of the rotation that all has money attached.
It's not. They're all the way down at 13, and it's not the Padres. They're at 15. So
okay, so the White Sox.
I'll give you a hint. American League West has 2 of the top 3 teams of most money paid to people on the IL. 982 days total missed for the Texas Rangers is the most. $51 million so far paid to players on the IL.
It's almost like
Scherzer and DeGrom, and obviously that's a big.
That's almost stupid of me to not say that. Obviously DeGrom and Scherzer, Josh Young.
But the Angels number 2, 823 total days missed.
Okay, but
obviously the Trout contract.
I was about to say 80% of that is Mike Trout, though.
The Rockies are third, which is fascinating at 31 million.
Chris Bryant made a big old contract, my friend. Big old contract.
I forget he's there. The healthiest team in baseball. You want to guess?
Healthiest team in baseball.
Well, not the healthiest team in baseball, but the healthiest quotient of days. It's one of the lower tiers. It's in the bottom. Actually, it might be one of the
AL, or just give me AL or NL.
It's the 4th healthiest American League team and the least amount of money.
It's an American team league. I'm going to say, the A's.
Now, this is fun. In the chat, see if you can guess. Who has been the healthiest team in baseball to the ratio of money on the IL this year? Fascinating. It makes a lot of sense when you see it. Let's go to the Baltimore Orioles right now for the rookie. Heston Kjerstad, 2 for 4. He played. Well, he got caught up and he played. We're so excited. Cade Povich, 3 runs in 5 2/3, not so good. And Colton Cowser was on the pine. Cowser's been stone cold, 182, 285, 299 slash since May 1st. Ugh. Colton Cowser, boy, if you didn't sell high on him, you missed out.
I've had a lot of should I cut Colton Cowser in redraft? Yeah, you could move on from it. I still have optimism because absolutely monster hard hit numbers, incredibly great barrel rate, double-digit launch angle. Those are things for success. What is not is having like a really bad strikeout rate, which he does, but his expected batting average is higher, expected slug is higher. Hard hit numbers, he's still averaging almost 92 miles per hour exit velocity on the average hit. He's in a massive funk. So from a dynasty perspective, I love the buying opportunity for Cowser. Big year coming next year when he fixes some of those things. The redraft, I could drop him
with all these other guys, with the Kobe Mayos and the Jackson Holidays and all these other in Heston Kjerstad. Like, where does he fit?
He fits in that there's going to be a trade. Like the Orioles are going to trade and they're going to consolidate. I don't think he gets traded. I truly believe that Heston Kjerstad's going to get traded. So I just don't think he goes necessarily anywhere, but he could be expendable. I think he could be a little bit more expendable, or he's just going to be platooned. I think that's the way they're going to approach him, is platoon.
I think it's be one of those infielders. I think it's be one of the infielders. I don't know which one, but they got a plethora of pinatas.
What do you mean, like Norby, or you're alluding to
Norby, Kobe Mayo? I think one of the. I don't know if they'll. I mean, Cowser would make sense. He's already had some major league time, so at least you say, okay, like if you're a team trying to turn things around quickly. That would make
I think Mayo
sense.
and Holiday are untouchable. I think Norby, I think Kerstad, I think those are guys that can be had in
Man,
trades.
Kerstad's power has been so good. Like, how do you trade that guy? A lot of good guesses here. The Rays, Lucas said, PJ said the Tigers, but Grizz was the first one to get it right. The Orioles.
Really,
The Orioles so far this year.
I'm going to be honest with you, and don't kill me because it's like a home run. Oh, you were going to do Bryce Harper and you didn't. I was going to say the Orioles, but then I didn't because you've got Bradish and you've had Means that have had significant IL time. So that's why I went away from it.
The youth of the Orioles
and
has stayed healthy.
The closer, I'm completely Felix Batista.
Yeah, but no, I mean, the Detroit Tigers have had less days, 246 days on the IL. Again, another young team, which is interesting. The Padres at 382, the Toronto Blue Jays at 319, but the Baltimore Orioles just 417 days on the IL, $4 million, the lowest in baseball, 4.2 million. Again, you want to talk about the ratio of success? Good, young, core position players getting the job done on a daily basis. That's how you build a major league team. And that's why we talked about yesterday, the Alonso thing. Yeah, trade Pete Alonso. Give me more of those guys, because that is the secret to staying healthy, winning, and being consistent at the major league level at this point. You have to have young core position players that are going to go out there every single day and play. And this is why I feel bad for the White Sox, because the White Sox theoretically did it right. The White Sox locked up all the young position player guys, and everyone got hurt and miserable.
Yeah, Eloy and Moncada and Robert, and then
they had the right playbook. They just had all the wrong players to do it,
wrong
which is
pieces.
really unfortunate.
Right game, wrong pieces.
3 up, 3 down. That's a little bit of right pieces, wrong pieces. Tanner Bybee struck out 7 guys. He's up to over 100 strikeouts on the year, by the way, and 80-something innings. I think it's 86 innings. Really good ratio for him. Taj Bradley, 8 Ks, 1 run and 5 in the third. And our boy Ellie De La Cruz, a 2-run dinger, 3 ribbies yesterday in a blowout win over the Pirates. And he wasn't the only Cruz either. There were 2 Cruz home runs yesterday. 2 Cruz missiles. 1 from Ellie, 1 from O'Neill. So there you go. Lots of Cruz.
My home run bet. I think I just need, what was my bet? 24 this year, I think was the season bet. So I'm almost halfway there, not even into July. So come on, O'Neill.
Who is that, with me, or is that just general?
No, my only big bets I placed preseason outside of an award or 2 was Ellie to lead the league in stolen bases. And O'Neill Cruz to hit 24 or more homers.
The Ellie leading the league in stolen bases looks pretty good.
I'm glad we did that on video too. We did that on Betting Pros, so I get to look back on that and go.
We did clip that bad boy. 3 down. Spencer Schwellenbach.
What are they feeding you?
4 runs in 5 innings for him. Joe Adele 0 for 4. He is now 7 for his last 63 with 1 homer in the month of June. And then Nathaniel Lowe 0 for 4. Being with you, girl, is like being low. Hey. Like being stoned. 0 for 4. Struck out 3 times yesterday. So those are the downs. But Schwellenbach certainly has not been good. No, that would be Cracker sang low.
Wasn't he a rapper?
No.
Or no, who's the guy who Uncle Cracker. Yeah, that's right.
Just the band Cracker. They sang low. It was another Cracker song. Get on with it. If you want to change the world, shut your mouth, get right to it. That they sang that song too. But low was the best.
That sounded like sing for me, sing for the year, sing for the love, and sing for the dear.
That's Dream On. That's Aerosmith.
I know. That's what it sounded like. I don't think I remember Cracker.
You don't remember? Being with you, girls, like being low. Hey, like being stoned.
Oh yeah, that was a good song.
Well, now you know it.
It's a very crackery song.
Very crackery. I don't know if you can have a band named Cracker anymore. It's like having a band named Hunky. I don't think you can do that anymore. Or maybe he just liked crackers. I mean, crackers are delicious. Well,
I know. See, Jim is making fun of me, saying my pop culture knowledge is that. You guys are making fun of me. It's actually very impressive. But
I continue to be unimpressed by it.
No. Okay, yeah, this is my point. See, the problem is Joe is very specific to Joe Land, to Joe World, and I have not been able to capture all of Joe World. So Joe World's pop culture shows on this show, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He just sang a song about a cracker. Like, what are we talking about?
Go-to cracker. Welsh. What is it?
Go-to cracker?
Yeah. What's your favorite cracker? Your favorite cracker? See, I like the club crackers. I think Ritz are too flimsy.
Club crackers are pretty good.
They fall apart now. You can't put anything on it. They just crumble.
Actually, you want to know what I love?
Club cracker. That is a sturdy cracker that you can build a foundation of a snack on.
I like Wheat Thins a lot. Like I could pound.
Are you a Triscuit guy, or is that too much?
No,
only
Triscuit with something. I used to hate Triscuits, but like if you put,
like peanut butter
or like
Triscuit with cheese.
Well, cheese.
You like
100% cheese. No, peanut butter and crackers is too much. But wheat thins are like those are like the sleeper of crackers. Not this song.
I don't even know what to do with that. All right, let's go on to the injuries. The Blue Jays are expecting activate Bo Bichette.
Well, that's good. They don't have any. The other shortstop is suspended because he cheated. He's a cheater. He wanted to have a kid, so he filled himself up with cheat.
Maybe he was on that him stuff. He had those mints. Maybe that's what it is. Are you telling me that he's the only guy on any sort of medication in Major League Baseball that's any sort of fertility?
Yeah, that has steroids in it. They laced it.
Well, does it have? But most, I would imagine, most of them would have. I'm not a doctor, but aren't they testosterone related to a certain degree?
Yeah, I think it's just heavy testosterone. To me, this is all like the same inverse where they're like, "Hey guys, don't eat a poppy seed muffin, or you're gonna, show up on a drug test." I feel like all of these players are trying to sell us the poppy seed muffin thing. Like, don't worry, I was just having a muffin. I'm just
trying to have a family. Can a man have a family? And now I'm out of work. I'm suspended for 8. Now I can't afford to have a family. Yeah, and I can't actually have one. Well, look, he's got 80 days to get busy and be on this stuff now.
What is the math on that? Next March, spring training, there better be a baby Orioles.
There better be Orioles Jr. Eloy Jimenez, there was a lot of controversy on the show yesterday because I was talking about him being back, and Welsh is like he's going back to the IL. He played yesterday.
I know he played. They said he was day to day. I thought he might have been going back. He's day to day.
Oh, he's day to day. All right. TJ Friedel, not day to day. He is on the IL with hamstring strain. Wilson Contreras, good news. He is back from the forearm issue, the broken forearm. That was a scary injury. Brian Wu, not good. So Wu was hurt. Wu came back. Now he's undergoing an MRI on the hamstring Tuesday. So very weird set of circumstances for him. My guess is he goes on the IL. Welsh, I'd be very surprised. Starling Marte goes on the IL. He's going to be out for 15 days with a bone inflammation in his knee.
I didn't know bones inflamed. I thought bones were a pretty big solid.
Well, when the bone is inflamed, you give a guy a blow for 15 days and he comes back and he plays. Cole Winn, 15-day IL, retroactive June 18th with right shoulder pain. Nope. See, nobody really pays attention to us. That's how we get away with these things. We're like our own little island here. It's like, oh, you guys are doing your cute little baseball show.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching us.
Football company. They're like, hey, you guys, it's doing great. Good job. Pat us on the head. Good job.
You did a football show. You're so cute. Who likes a baseball show? Who likes it? That's what our
we're sitting over here just annihilating steroids and making blow jokes and
but the people love it. You guys love it. Don't pretend like you don't.
I saw, by the way, is one of those things in the world. I don't know. There's a term for this. I don't remember what it is, but like where something is unlocked to you and then you just see it everywhere. Like once you are aware of something, you see. Yes. That's what the having a blow is now. I now see like people talking about it, like managers talking about it more. And I had never really seen that a lot before.
Well, that was me in the Jersey. Remember that happened a couple of years ago?
Yeah, you had never heard
of the phrase a Jersey.
Joe thought I made
I was like, what is that?
Joe last year thought I
thought you made it up. I never heard that phrase in my whole life. And now I hear it. So I do know what you mean, Welsh.
Oh, we should have FantasyPros jerseys. Like a Joe jersey.
Well,
like a
what
you,
number
you
would
and me.
you be?
Well, I mean, there's Joe.
Like you're a 00. You're a bigger guy. I feel like you go for that.
No, thanks there.
You're a tall guy. I didn't mean fat guy. I mean, just a bigger dude.
I always like the number 22.
If I was your size, I would have played semi-professional football.
37.
Too small.
37 would be my number. In a row?
In a row.
What would your number be? Don't leave us hanging.
I got to think about that one.
Well, would it just say Piece of P on the back or Joey P?
Yeah,
or would
you have? And then, no, it would be Joey P jerseys, and then they got to get a number in the back. I got to think about that.
All right.
I got to think about that. Rangers put Cole Winn on the 15-day IL with a shoulder sprain, so that's not going to be good. Clayton Kershaw shutting down for a week because of the soreness in his shoulder.
Yep.
Now, could just be precautionary. We're all just okay, just going through the process. But there's a time frame here where the Dodgers are going to have to make some hard decisions in the next 2 weeks. They have to decide, can we count on these guys to come back and contribute, or do we have to continue to push the chips in, trade more kids, figure out what we got to do? And because the Kershaw thing, I feel like that was their that was their one in the chamber that they were keeping. You know, they knew it was going to be there. They're like, okay, no matter what happens, injuries, we'll have Kershaw for the stretch run. It's like adding somebody without actually trading assets. I don't think they're going to have their cake and eat it too. It just doesn't feel like that, Welsh.
Yeah, I think there was also a rumor that popped out today that the Dodgers are now involved in the Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet stuff. I think where you can look at the Dodgers and say, hey, look at all these fun guys that they've got. Like, imagine when everyone's healthy. It's probably more realistically they're sitting around going, oh my God, this is not working. Yamamoto's hurt. Clayshaw is continuously hurt. Bobby Miller doesn't look right. Like I think they need to go and make a move. To your point, you don't move Gavin Stone. You got Kyle Hurt, Landon Knack. You got all these position players that they could move from if they wanted to move Andy Pehat. Like they've got so much to work with. Whether it's Eric Fetty or they end up, going somewhere else in the market, 100%.
See, Razor brings up Crochet to the Dodgers, and I don't know if that's the right.
Yeah, that rumor's out. That rumor's out there right now.
You're gonna trust him in October? I don't know.
No, I mean, but I think that's the thing. I think that's the problem.
We tease this in the front, so we're gonna give it to you here towards the end. Yu Darvish, dealing with the elbow inflammation, is not going to return today as he originally was going to. So that looks like Yu Darvish is coming to an end here, which is unfortunate. It's been a very good career for him. I was hoping he had one more year.
He's not retiring. You're acting like he's retiring. He's not.
I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's retiring. I'm saying it's done. That's what I'm saying. But you know what never stops? Because yesterday, 2 W's. It's the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Make sure you place your bets at bet365 with the promo code leading off. That's one word, bet $5. Get 150 in bonus bets when you do. 18 or over in Kentucky. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Welsh, for me, I'm going to the Hunter Brown today to start. That's right. We talked about the last 3 games, how good he's been. He has been a sub-1 ERA, a sub-1 whip. The guy is 3-0. He has been tremendous. And he gets the Colorado Rockies in Houston today. So give me the over on the strikeout. 7.5, a -105 for Hunter Brown today. I'll put that along with the Astros on the money line. You can get this up to about 2-1 if you do that. So Astros, Hunter Brown, that's your little parlay of the day. Aaron Judge against.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Today. And I'm going to go under. The only one I didn't get yesterday was the under on that Philly game. You thought with all that, pitching, things would have been better, but not so much. Under on the Phillies Detroit today with Suarez and Skubal on the mound. That's what I'm looking for today. So Suarez, Skubal, I think that's enough good pitching there. We're going to get that. So I'm going the under in this game. You get -110 on that bad boy. Welsh, what do you have today for Tuesday's bets of the day?
We almost had Puppet Joe. Hey, yo, everybody. It's time to make bets. Who wants a blow?
I like bets.
Yeah. Little that one right there.
That's how you recharge your batteries, Welsh.
I cannot.
Some guys are tired and you just need one to go out there for, and then you're back right as rain the next day.
Your internet needed to recharge that battery there. So we almost had it. I lost it. So the betting pros people, that's the running joke. Joe freezes, everybody in the chat disappears and
free shot. So did I get my bets out at least? Did you hear all my bets or no?
Repeat. You got most of it. You were
Hunter Brown, 7.5 Ks.
Got that.
Over -1.5. -105, excuse me. And parlay that with the Astros on the money line.
We got all that.
Judge, total bases, over 1.5. -113 against the Mets, and under the 7.5 total runs for the Philly Detroit game with Suarez and Skubal on the mound. Those are the best bets of the day for me.
We got it. All right. What'd you say? You were 2-1 yesterday?
2-1 yesterday.
2-1 also yesterday. Padres could only win by 1, so we didn't pull out the others, but we did get those other bad boys. So today we are going to Kansas City and the Marlins, 9.5 runs on the over-under, and we are taking the under today. And this, my friends, is built solely around Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo is pitching. He has been phenomenal this year. I am betting on him shutting down the Marlins. They may put up 6 or 7 themselves, but it's about the shutdown. So 9.5 runs. I'm taking the under on -108. Philly. How about a Philly first 5 money line? There is a crazy matchup. Ranger Suarez and Tarik Skubal. Did I want to take the no-run first inning, the Nerfy? Yes. I'm not gonna because it's all juice to hell. Tarik Skubal and Ranger Suarez is a phenomenal matchup, and that's why both money lines on the first 5 are close. One's like almost even money. One's around 120. I'm going to go on this one, and I'm going to take Philly. Their offense has just been phenomenal. Derek Skubal has had a couple iffy outings here, but you get Alec Boehm is locked in, Schwarber locked in, Bryce Harper locked in. It's Schwarberfest time. So I'm just taking a money line play, and that one is right around even money, minus 105 for Philly to be winning. And obviously, if they're just tied, we just push and we move on. And then I'm going back to the strikeout parlays that I've been doing where I pair down. So I'm paring down the actual number from a player. Seth Lugo today is 5.5. Mackenzie Gore is 5.5. So I am just taking straight Seth Lugo 5, Mackenzie Gore 5, pairing those together. I hit 107. As long as I hit 5, we're golden. We're golden, Jerry. And I'm going to pair those plus a little bit over plus money, plus 107, Seth Lugo, Mackenzie Gore. Again, Philly, first 5 money line, and the Kansas City, Miami under full game. Those be the bets, Joe, and I'm looking to cash.
Yeah, best bets of the day. Download the Betting Pros app. Start betting smarter, not harder, and go ahead and win some cash. And make sure you go register over at Bet365 with that promo code leading off. All right, so it turns out Wonky Penguin still pretty good. And nothing can keep the Wonky Penguin down.
Nope.
No matter what. No health issues, nothing. She is now right behind me. Behind me. I can see the baseball cap right behind me there. She's at 20 home runs. I'm at 21. Again, we're in the 20s.
What sounds do penguins make? What sound does a penguin make? Do it again.
I don't know. In my brain, that's what a penguin sounds like.
That's what they make. That is now what they make. So that is Wonky.
That's Wonky
right on your coattails.
Right on my coattails there. So Welsh, I can't have that happen. So I'm gonna go continue with my Astros. I like Hunter Brown the bets today. Mr. Alvarez is gonna be the home run call today for me against the Colorado Rockies. I think we get into that bullpen sooner than later. That's what I want to see. So Alvarez is my call today. Who's your home run call of the day, Welsh?
Let's play.
Or are we back to the wheel?
No, we said next week. We're gonna go wheel up probably up until the All-Star game. I mean, if I'm not on the board, I think that's what we're gonna. Or if I don't even get a freaking homer, it's a no doubt here. But I'm gonna go OG style. I'm gonna go to the guy that has done me right all year long, Gunnar Henderson. So we are going back to the Gunnar.
It's a good one.
Get me on the board. Maybe we can get 2. I don't think I've had a
lefty today. What's his numbers against lefties? I didn't check that.
He's going up again now. Well, now you're making me forget. He's going up against Cole Irvin, I believe.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know.
Fun fact. The Dodgers are 23-0 this year when Miguel Rojas gets a hit.
Say it again.
The Dodgers are 23-0 when Miguel Rojas has a hit.
What are his odds to get a hit? By the way, Gunnar Henderson, 270 against lefties. But to your point, 20 of his 24 homers have come against righties.
Just saying. Just because I was looking at Gunnar this morning, I went, I think we're going to go off that because of the lefty-righty thing. But you never know.
Gunnar.
You never know. Actually, Wonky Penguin's correcting me. The sound a penguin makes is, "Get out of my way, Joe." That's actually what penguins say. You know what? I'm going to stand in your way.
Wonky wasn't mean at all. Like Wonky comes off like... Nice. Yeah, well, like Wonky's gonna be like, ugh.
Well, she's snarky, but she's
very snarky.
That's because she's smarter than all of us, and
but very dumb, very lovely. When we all get to hang out in Nashville,
she has wonderful people there, way better than us, nicer, smarter, all of the above, and
carried someone to helped someone back to their room who was lost in an elevator.
She did. Whereas I just was like, well, good luck with that. I'm going to bed.
This old man's
going to bed because I can hold my liquor. But that person will not be named. And no, it's nobody you know here. None of the analyst people. It was the funniest part about that. It was somebody that you would never have guessed would be that person in the lobby that needed that assistance.
And we were present. And by the way, it was Joe, myself, Wonky, and the great John. We're all standing there, and the elevator opened to chaos. It was like this. It was just like
there he was.
We were like, "What is happening?" I know.
Pants were questionable at that point. That individual.
Someone was invited to the pants party.
Yeah. That's right. But you're invited to this party every single day, Monday through Friday. We are here 12:30 Eastern. Join us, won't you, for more of the Fantasy Pros MLB, more leading off. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Here you go.